News I'm about to share with you, it is not going to make you thrilled. LeBron, he is out tonight in a massive game for the Lakers' postseason chances. The team announcing not even an hour ago that he'll be resting to nurse the left ankle sprain that he has. Now, LeBron also sat out Sunday's loss to Denver. LA's season hanging on by a thread as they take on a team with the NBA's best record. So let's go to the desert for more. We're now joined by our ESPN NBA reporter who covers the Lakers, Dave McMenamin. Dave, without LeBron, what's at stake for the Lakers tonight?
Well, Malika, this could be it. It could be elimination night for the Lakers. The magic number is 2. Any combination of Laker losses and San Antonio wins down the stretch here means the Lakers are out of play-in tournament contention. The Lakers will have Anthony Davis in the lineup tonight. He vowed to play on that right midfoot sprain down the stretch here, and he gave them a chance against the Nuggets on Sunday. That was only a one-point game headed into the fourth quarter before Nikola Jokic took over. Frank Vogel claims that his guys are still playing with a pure spirit and a collective mindset of trying to do whatever they can to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, but you're playing the best team in the NBA in the Suns in an arena where you're down 40 last time you played here.
Right, and good spirit is all good and well, but it needs to translate to wins, right? As for the Suns, their postseason plans are secure. They have home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs. So what are they playing for tonight?
Malika, it could be a really big night for the Suns franchise. They need one win, which on the table tonight against this Lakers team, to set the franchise record for wins in the season, beating Barkley's Suns in 92-93, beating Steve Nash's Suns in 2004-2005. They failed the last 2 chances to do so on the road against Memphis, against Oklahoma City, so they already have that kind of stuck in their craw, wanting to get back up to their standard of Suns basketball. And a Suns source told me this morning that only adding fuel to that motivation are Anthony Davis's comments from about a month ago, where he said, looking back at last year in the first round of the playoffs, that the Suns know it and we know it, that they got away with one by beating an injury-riddled Lakers team when the Lakers were up 2-1 in the first round. So put all that in a pot and stir it around. You could see a Suns team with really a point to prove tonight, because not only did they beat the Lakers last year, they can bury them again this year by winning tonight.
Whew, macaroni in a pot. That is going to be an interesting game. Thank you so much, Dave. We'll see you on SportsCenter at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. All right, I do want to talk about some of those clinching scenarios that Dave mentioned, because those teams, they are battling for play-in tournament in the West. The Pelicans, they can clinch with a win or a Lakers loss, and they face the Kings in Sacramento. And remember, they are 1-2 against them this season. Now the Spurs, they can clinch with a win against the Nuggets and a Lakers loss. But remember, they are playing without DeJounte Murray. And San Antonio is 1-2 against Denver this season. And the Lakers, they face the Suns in Phoenix. We already mentioned it. If they lose and the Spurs beat the Nuggets, game over. Lakers officially eliminated from playing contention. So let's just keep this one really simple. True or false, the Lakers get eliminated tonight. Zach, starting with you.
Sometimes hope just brings pain. I think for all of our mental health, yours, mine, LeBron's, everyone in Los Angeles, just pretend that the Lakers are already eliminated, because it's not happening. They have like a 1% chance of getting into the play-in at this point. It's over. Let's just move on, because it's going to take a miracle, and the LeBron not playing, I think, signals what the Lakers and what LeBron believes their chances of pulling off a miracle are. So I'll just say true, because if it ain't tonight, it could be tomorrow or the next day. So I'll just go true.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with a lot, because the Lakers have been, we said it on air, they are DNR, do not resuscitate.
You said it first.
I said it, like, hey, thank you, no big deal. We got some other stuff we're going to talk about later, too, but thank you. One thing that's key here is I think this is less indicative of Bron. Bron was coming back a little early to try, to try the ankle, and then plays 40 minutes on a bum ankle at 37 years old and gave 38 points, but you could see in that fourth quarter, he just kind of ran out of gas. So at the end of the day, I think this is less about Bron wanting to play, and he tried to come back early, pushed it too hard. I think he's still going to play in more games this season, regardless of what happens tonight, but he wants to be on that floor. But 40 minutes in that game, that to me is the thing that probably set them down against this game and then the Denver game and the Suns game.
Well, the scoring title is still up for grabs for LeBron, but Frank Vogel said this to me. He said that if this was the middle of the season, he probably could have benefited, right, from having another 2-ish games with this sort of injury. True or false, Chanae? Only true or false?
True.
Yes.
True.
Yes,
and
he did it.
I think, the phrase that's been going around with the Lakers, you're proud of me, Richard Jefferson, for making a decision.
Proud.
Thank you so much. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. And they've shown us that this team has not been able to put it together, whether it is the lack of health, not having all-stars available on the floor, or the lack of chemistry, or the lack of defense. They've shown us who they are. We believe that at this point, AD played he had 28 and 9 last time out versus Denver and still lost. And so you're going up without LeBron, who, mind you, is tied or at least leading the NBA in scoring. And now you're in a situation where Devin Booker could be back. It's a road game, and Devin Booker has averaged 35 and 5 in his last times he's played. So, yeah, the Suns, and this is what I'll lastly say, as someone who plays for Los Angeles sports team currently, everyone wants to get it in and try to make sure they lose, knock you off while you're on your high horse, especially when you're the Lakers and a franchise that has championship aspirations. And so I feel like, Phoenix, they're going to look at this like, we have an opportunity to really shut down their season in a way that we are extremely motivated. I look to them to come out victorious because we haven't seen much of the otherwise. What,
Their
Richard?
season has been over for months. Their season's been over for months. They know it, and this is no disrespect. They just don't have any continuity. It's hard enough to win a championship when everything is moving in your direction. Listen, like Milwaukee Bucks, all these teams that are good, Phoenix Suns. It's still going to be extremely hard. If you have nothing moving in the right direction and injuries and all this other stuff, it is damn near impossible, as the Lakers and other teams are showing us.
All right, so since everyone on this panel eliminated the Lakers, let's move on.
Thank
We're going to move
God.
on to the
Thank
Lakers.
God. Thank God.
Wasn't it a 3% chance yesterday?
Right, and now it's,
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.